Good to be here. Super excited to be a Jet, and obviously this opportunity is one that I'm thankful to AG for, to have a chance to work with and for him. Obviously, you guys know we go way back, not only as teammates, but really as former players who found their way into the coaching profession, and then I've kept in touch and continued to develop that relationship over the years. Secondly, how AG has tweaked this staff to come in, and for me being here for a couple months now, working not only with the offensive staff, which has been super dynamic. The guys that stayed have been incredible. The new guys have been brought in, also good. But also for me, getting to know the other coordinators and the rest of the staff. I'm really impressed with Duker and Banjo, the other two coordinators, top-notch people and top-notch football minds. And now that the players are here, obviously most excited about getting to work with them. We know as coaches this is what it's all about. It's about working with the players and getting to not only now watch the tape, but see these guys in meetings, get them on the field, work with them. It's been a good start. So I'll open it up from there.
Frank, could you talk about when this opportunity first arose? Were you looking to get back in after Stanford? Were you thinking about taking a year off? Where were you mindset-wise? And then just describe when AG contacted you.
My mindset after Stanford was, honestly, Stanford kind of re-energized me for coaching. It just reminded me of my love for the game, for the sport, for the purity of just coaching, being out on the field with the guys. And so when I got back, I sat and talked with my wife, and I said, I'm not going to jump at anything, but if the right person calls and it's the right place, I will go. And that was my mindset when I got back. And, got a couple phone calls on a couple fronts that, nothing moved the needle for me. But as soon as AG called, I knew right away this was something I wanted to do. Mainly because of him, but also because of the challenge and the opportunity to be a part of a staff and be part of a team, an organization that has an opportunity to do something special and turn something around. At this point, I love that idea, and I'm excited about that, and I feel like I got something to offer and contribute to helping that happen.
Frank, what was it specifically, other than you said mainly AG was the drawing card to the Jets, but specifically, because you looked at the Jets were coming off obviously a tough year, with an unsettled quarterback situation. So a lot of offensive coaches would say, why do I want to do that? So what was it about it that attracted you?
Well, those are the things that maybe I'm a little backwards, but that's actually what attracts me. You know what I mean? How to figure it out. Take what looks on the surface like a difficult situation and figure out how to get it done, knowing that it can get done. That's what I love about this business. It's the best of the best. You're with the best coaches and the best players in the world. And I could see from watching the tape very early on and just knowing my familiarity with, some of the people here beforehand, knowing how good the offensive line looked. Obviously, you got a couple you got a running back and a receiver in Garrett and Brees that are really good players, a tight end room that's very strong. There was a lot to like about looking at this team, looking at this opportunity in front of us.
Frank, when you mention all that, what do you want the offense to look like?
Well, certainly don't want to lay out what our plans are, but I can tell you this. The staff already, there's been dynamic interaction. There's a very clear vision now that we know the entirety of our offense of personnel. There's a very clear vision of what we'll do and how we'll do it. And everything will be done to accentuate what the players do best. Obviously, that starts up front. Listen, it's certainly going to be no secret or surprise to say we're going to want to run the football. And so we'll continue to emphasize that. And this team these guys ran the ball pretty well last year, so we'll build on that. And then, but you also have to find ways to be dynamic in the passing game and be excellent in situational football. So, and the way to do that is to create problems that the defenses can't solve. And you do that schematically, you do that personnel-wise, and then so those are the things that we're focused on as a coaching staff and that we'll work with the players on.
What are your thoughts on getting to work with Geno Smith and having a veteran under center, and how well do you think that he fits into your scheme?
I think he fits perfect. I've liked Geno from day one. When he was coming out of West Virginia, I had a high grade on Geno. I'd not met Geno before here, and I'm kind of glad because I'm even more impressed with him now meeting him in person. I feel his resilience, his toughness. I always think the number one attribute in any quarterback that you need, especially you want to come and turn something around, is you need someone who's tough. I mean, tough mentally, tough physically, and I feel that from Geno on every front. I think his experience, the ups and downs that he's been through, and he's had great success and had to deal with some tough seasons. And if you play in this league long enough, everyone's going to face that. And if you are the person, if you're the right kind of leader, then you come out of it better. And I think that's the version of Geno Smith we're getting the best version of who he is, and I think his best football's ahead of him.
Frank, what has the process been like for you in terms of building out this offense? I know you mentioned now that you have the personnel, you can build it out, but like, how much have you enjoyed that aspect and even collaborating with AG and trying to come up with the vision of what you want it to look like?
I mean, I really do. I don't want to overstate it, but like the amount of fun that I've been having the last couple months, with AG, because he's been very involved, asking a lot of questions, giving me what his vision for the whole team is, how that fits offense, defense, special teams. We go back and forth on things in the most dynamic of ways, from personnel, me picking his brain, because he was obviously here last year with all these guys. And so doing that with AG and then getting with the coaches and using the experience, because the offense is in some ways it's the same, but I'm always looking every time I go to a new place. I want to pick things up that are going to make it better. I'm not looking to, hey, this is the way we've always done it. This is, no, I want to learn from other people, always learn from new players. So look forward to interacting with these players. But listen, to be sure, coming in here with a clear vision of what it's going to look like, but now draw on the experience of the other coaches that are here, tweak a few things here and there, evaluate our personnel. How are we going to mix our personnel groups? At what level? What percentage of this personnel? What percentage of that personnel? What's our ideal vision on first and second down, run pass? How are we going to set things up? How are we approaching third downs? How are we going to divide that up? How are we going to attack in the red zone? What's the 2-minute philosophy? All those things we talk through as a staff to kind of develop what is our system. It's a bunch of collaboration coming together to develop the New York Jets offense, and it's going very well.
Frank, you've coached
Last one here.
a bunch of older quarterbacks throughout your career. You've had success with those type of guys. I'm wondering if there's a different coaching philosophy when you get a guy like Geno who's had some scars and has been around for a while, as opposed to getting a young guy right out of college, like, when you had Carson back in the day or Bryce Young. Is there a different approach to coaching the older type guy?
It's a little bit different, for sure. I mean, they come in, like you said, with not only with scars, but they come in with some pelts on the wall of a lot of things that they've accomplished. And so, and both of those things will help us be a better offense and a better team. And so, there's more collaboration, when you're working with a guy like Geno, and he's been great so far. It's been a short time, but I appreciate, as I said, I can feel his strength of character, but I also feel a real hunger and eagerness to kind of learn a new system, how it's going to fit with the personnel we have, and him wanting to hear our vision of what it's going to look like offensively. And so, as I've been unfolding that to him, there's been good interaction over that, good feedback, and excited to take next steps.